What's going on, my fellow pocket builders? It is I, the almighty Lord Pixel, and today we are going to be taking a look at all the new items and maybe the features of the newest version of Pocket Build. Currently, I believe, yes, it is version 2.7, which was released about 3 days ago. And so yeah, let's start taking a look. First up, we got the new spooky items under the Spooky Specials tab, which is awesome. First off, we have 4 very well done Haunted Mansion pieces. And then we have like a church. And you can just, the awesome thing is you can combine like all of these in just many different fashions to create your own spooky haunted mansion. And it's very clever. And I can't talk. The other good thing is that under night mode, not the church, but the other 3, they actually have included lamps, which also cause some of the inside windows to appear lit. Just a handy-dandy feature for night mode. Moving on, we have the spooky tree props, which personally, I think they're good for one of the recent Discord challenges we did, which was the stage challenge, but I feel like it'd be better if they were actually spooky trees. I mean, I know we have this currently. Where is it? This tree. But A, this tree is a bit big, and B, it's not as spooky colored as these ones. Overall, a good idea, just I feel like they could have made it actual trees rather than props, but still very good. Next up, we have all the ghost signs in various different faces and poses. Very cute. We have the totally not a bush ghost. And then we have over here the scarecrows, both wearing pumpkin heads. And these are just great props, not even for Halloween only. You can also use these for farm builds, which I just think is a very good idea. Right here, though, right here, we have the new radioactive sign, the new caution sign, and the caution tape, which I think that was a very good idea, and it can be used for a lot of modern builds in the future, because I know a lot of people like doing those. We also got the tall candle and the small candle, which do not have lights attached to them, sadly, but just extra little decorations. We have skeleton remains, and then 3 different skeleton heads, one with a candle on top, which you cannot light. Next up, we have the three new treasure chests, definitely more detailed than the past ones. These are open and have teeth and a tongue, which is different, very different. We have different pumpkins. Well, we already had where is it? Right here. We had the regular pumpkin, but now we have jack-o'-lanterns too, and very clever idea. I love my favorite's probably this guy. Oh, no, this guy. Very clever idea. Over here, zombie heads on sticks. Very strange, and now I'm wondering, because before they changed what it looks like when you're going into first person, it said something about zombie survival, and now I'm wondering if any of the zombies will look anything like this. And hopefully they do, because that would be very cool. Up next over here, we have the witches' brooms, and I think they had the right idea, especially with the 3 in the pot, but I feel like they didn't do it very well with these floating ones, because what good does it do if it's standing upright? I mean, I suppose you could set the quote-unquote witch down next to it, but I feel like it would have been better if they were sideways, so you could actually place someone sitting on them. Then we have more witch-related content. We have the witch hat, witch boots, empty cauldron, and the fiery cauldron, which I wish gave off a green glow. That would make it so sick, but sadly, it doesn't. I mean, it does, but not like a glow around it. Then we have the new cemetery pieces, which I think are very cool. The gate is especially good. Now that we have 2 pieces of a gate, we can actually make it appear open, for example. But just very, very cool idea. We have the basic wall, which is very similar to the stone wall, and then we have the like corner piece, which is very good. And then we have just some creepy dolls, which are indeed very creepy. Let's get a closer look at those in first person. It's not much closer, but yes, they look very creepy. Very creepy. Oh yes, and while we're at it, just another feature was, actually, we'll come back to that later. We also got the new coffin pieces, which I wish I could drag the dead man. Oh, he's gone. But I could have dragged him into one of the coffins. We have a wooden coffin and then a more detailed coffin, or more fancy coffin for richer people. And then we have 4 new gravestones. This one is the most detailed, probably. Then we have a simple wooden one, one with a skull and crossbones in front of it, and then a broken down tombstone. That's it for the spooky items. I really think they had the right idea with most of these, and they're extremely well done, but there were a few things that I feel like could have made them much better. Okay, moving on, we have the new Unlockables. Janesh gave me these for the time being, so I could just showcase them for you guys. First, we have the Sandcastle bridge and door, which goes with the Sandcastle pieces over here, which we'll get to in just a minute. We have a farmhouse, 2 farmhouses, a barn and a farmhouse, and then I believe this is called a greenhouse. We'll get to these smaller ones in just a second, because now these new buildings and some of the ones all the way over there, you can go inside of. This is, oh wait, heck, not this one. That one you cannot, but some of them you can go inside of, and it is just mind-blowing that they finally added this. It took forever, but it's certainly a really nice feature to have implemented finally, and it's just, I don't know if this is intentional, probably, that you can see out of these, because I think they're supposed to be windows, but just, it's very cool that we finally have, buildings that you can go inside of. And while I'm in first person, they did also change it up, so instead of clicking the bottom text at sandbox or first person mode, you would now go to the arrow in the top right that I believe you can see. And at the bottom, you can switch weapons, I guess, but currently the torch does not give off any light. Okay, next up, we have the smaller unlockables. We have a well, we have a outdoor, or that's a, I forget what this is called. I believe that's a spout for water though. It's either a sink or something else that I can't remember the name of. We have these additions, which I believe are farm themed pieces, and we have a lot of new potted plants. I tried to organize them as best I could. We have these new ones, which I personally love the purple one, looks very good. And then we have these, which they're the same thing as these, just potted and on a smaller scale, and I really love these. These will be used to great effect in jungle builds, just very well done. Same with these vines here, very, very cool. And then we have more garden beds, which can be used for more, again, city builds. We have just a bunch of random potted plants. We have this one, which is a cactus, I think. These, just simple potted plants. More flower beds, I guess you'd call them. More flower plants. And remember, these can all be used to better effect by sinking them into the ground. 2 mini, I guess these are called bonsai trees. Very, very tiny and cool. I love the green color. If we could get a tree in that green color, that'd be awesome. We also have another pink flowers, and then 3 dead plants, which I think is very funny because these can be used in abandoned buildings builds, or it can just be used if there's someone who doesn't take care of their plants properly. We have more potted plants, all very similar to each other. I like this style. Oh shoot. Yeah, I like the style of the pot. It's very unique. And then we just have some very nice light blue plants that I find very, interesting. And then just this small little thing. Okay, that's it for the new unlockables. And let's see how fast you can unlock them. Okay. And then next we have the Sandcastle Pieces, which was I've said clever so much in this video, but it's just truly just a very clever add-on to the game. Just very, very, very creative and well done. We're gonna start out with the basic sandcastle wall pieces, which are just so much variety. Then we have more wall pieces down here and like gates, a lot more variety. I think these are buildings or maybe like towers, I guess. I don't know what you would call these. Arches that I believe you can go through. Two towers. This one looks more like a princess tower to me, like where the knight would rescue the princess in the fables. And then this is cool. I found this when I first saw these. I was like, oh my goodness, we could make capture the flag games or like team games because there's 4 different teams. Hold up, I screwed up. I put this down twice. We also have the addition of the new farmhouses. I'll use you in a second. We have this first one that's very ordinary, very boring, just pretty ordinary and normal. And then we have this one, which is interesting. The roof pattern is strange, and then we have that sea green underneath the roof, which is just weird. I forgot what this is called, but it's more of just I like the green, and it's green and gray and white. It's just another building. This one I really like because it has the mill thing attached to it, and then the like, I want to call it a slide going around the back, but it's just more detailed than this one per se. We also have one on stairs that you cannot climb it or go inside of it in first person, sadly. I think that it would need improvement. We also have a nice little blue cottage that can be used in like more peaceful builds. A big, I think this is a barn, yeah, or storage. I don't know what you would call that. Storage barn, maybe? And then just another barn which can be used for more effect. And then just this final little farmhouse, which is just like, I guess you'd call it, well, to me it seems like the most common colors used on a farmhouse, in my opinion. Okay, now let's just explore these real fast in first person, because most of these you can go inside of. Oh, that's a nice little glitch. Look at my weapon. That's a nice little glitch. Oh yeah, I believe someone mentioned that in the server. Oh, now it's working. Okay. Yeah, you can go inside of this one, and the good thing is you can now decorate inside of homes, which is good for extremely detailed builds, and if you want to hide things. The sad thing is it's just not as convenient because you can't see inside the house while you're building. Oh, you can't go inside this one. Okay. Here's another one. This one's just... What? I went inside of this earlier. What's wrong now? Maybe my person is too big. I think, no, you cannot climb the slide. But you can go inside. Nice little window. It's just a nice house overall. This one, yeah, I already said you can't go... Yeah, you can climb the stairs, but you can't go inside. Another one we can go inside. Multiple little windows. And the other thing I like is that you can just have someone just... Oh, you can't see his head, but having them peek out the window. And then the big barn. We're going to go in through the side door here. The other barn. And then we'll just go over to this guy. Oh, no. Wait, can you? No, you can't go inside this one. Okay. And then moving on to our final smaller items, we have a new bridge, which is just more organic looking and less clunky than some of them. We have Shrek's outhouse. We have a new wood-like chopping thing where you can store your wood, which would also go with the farm theme, I assume. New modern props. We have a shovel and pail. We have an upside-down pail. that child is ready to make a sandcastle of his own. Maybe when he grows up, he'll design these. And then we have like these, I think they're called inner tubes. Maybe I'm just being stupid, but we also have more flags that I think are relating to the sandcastle colors, but we're missing red. And then 3 more flags, as I said, capture the flag. I'm just mystified. Why do we have only this, but not a pink and a blue variant and a red variant? That would be great. And then we just have these final, like, food carts. We have green with just the ketchup and mustard, purple, or pink with just the ketchup and mustard, blue with just the ketchup and mustard. Then we have orangish reddish with ketchup and mustard, and then very tiny hamburgers and hot dogs. And then we have the fully dedicated hot dog cart. And that's pretty much it for Pocket Build version 2.7. I think it's a very nice update with all the spooky items and the new Sandcastle pieces. It was just a very nice update. Well, I think that's it for Pocket Build Update 2.7. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video and watching it all the way through, which I think is the same thing. And goodbye. See you next time.